You mentioned your coach Luke is over here now. Is that Luke Egan?
Yeah, been working with Luke Egan. Just met him over here about a week ago. But we've been talking for almost 6 months now.
He's amazing. And I had the good fortune of getting to work on tour when he was still competing on tour himself. He does tend to gravitate towards like powerful, goofy footers. I think, he was in Caroline's corner last year when she won the world title, and you yourself have a style and approach and a ton of strengths that really probably mirror Luke's in a lot of ways as well. Have you guys openly talked about that at all? I mean, in deciding to work with a particular coach, does it give you a lot of confidence as an athlete being like, wow, maybe he said, I can see some of my own surfing in your own, or even in your head, you're like, I'd love to surf like him and compete like him. This makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. We've had some good talks, and I've had a lot of respect for him, because he is a big goofy and he was on the tour for a long time, and he's done like the stuff that I want to do. So I have a lot of respect for him, and it's pretty cool. We have the same styles. He actually reached out to me earlier in the year and wanted to work with me. So it was super cool. And then we've been building the relationship a lot, but it's rad. I was at dinner with him the other night for his birthday, and it was me, him, and Caroline. And it's like a big team goofy. So it's pretty rad. And well, I guess on the road, it'll be fun because we'll all want to go left the whole time.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right. Let's talk about surfboards.
Yeah.
You are one of the many surfers on tour who ride for Lost Surfboards with Matt Biolos. Matt's been on the podcast before. He was a big feature on the podcast last year because we had our inaugural Vissla CT Shaper rankings, which Lost Surfboards won, which is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And all those programs that have success at the elite level, it does seem like they're always running on two tracks. They're always trying to develop the very best surfboards for the very best surfers competing for world titles. They're also consistently building that next wave of talent coming up through the system. And Matt has identified you openly a few times as someone who's going to be, carrying the torch for that program moving into the CT. It must give you a lot of confidence being able to work on such proven equipment and having had such a long-standing relationship with Matt.
Matt's, I don't know how he keeps track of it all. Honestly, there's at least 15 surfers on the tour, and he's making boards for all of us and half the QS. So, but that's goes to say it's like he's definitely shaping some of the best boards in the world, and it's been a really unique relationship because I grew up in San Clemente, but I didn't really start riding Matt's boards until I was 18. So it was kind of later on in my amateur career I started riding his boards.
What was the reason for the switch? I'm just curious. Like, what were the conditions around? All right, I'm going to start riding for Matt now.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I grew up riding Cole surfboards in town, and he's a legend. And then when I was about 12, I switched over to Hayden Shapes because Vissla had a really cool connection with him with their program. And that connection grew, and I started riding his boards. And then about 18, Griffin was like, hey, you got to try some Mayhems. Like, I want to take you in and sit down with Matt. Because at that stage, Matt still told me, he's like, I was like kind of not a nobody, but I was just like a kid from San Clemente, and
there's a lot of them, so, for sure. Yeah.
There's a lot of them. And I just looked like probably this other kid to Matt. So, but Griffin brought me in and sat me down and ordered some boards, and kind of right out of the gates there, you could tell a difference in just like those boards were built for competing and high performance surfing. And just being in San Clemente, like Matt's shaped boards for, everyone when they come to the CT and down at lowers. So instantly I felt the boards were magic. And kind of from there, I slowly built the relationship with Matt. Right away, it's like, it's hard. You think he doesn't like you, and because he's super like short sometimes. And but no, I love Matt. He's been like the best part of this whole thing, really, with the boards and equipment and their whole team supporting everyone. So it's been super cool.
That's awesome. What's the quiver count for you in Hawaii at the moment?
I think I have like 16 or 17 boards here.
And they've all survived so far. You haven't had any casualties.
So far, it's been a couple like minor little like cracks and dings, but all survived, which is crazy. So I have 3 board bags over here, and somehow got to get them all back, or I might be leaving them here.